Hello and welcome to N Scale Friday. I'm John and today we have a model from Atlas. So let's take it to the workbench and take a look. Alright, so here's what we're looking at today. Since this is N Scale Friday, you already know this is N Scale, but what is it? It's a 40-foot wood reefer from Atlas. I looked on Atlas's website and found a whole lot of different paint schemes for these cars, including an undecorated one. The undecorated one goes for $27.95 and the decorated ones go for $34.95. As usual, I'll mention these are retail prices, so your best bet would be to go to Atlas's website, see if they have the one you're looking for or the ones you're looking for, then go to your favorite retailer and see how much they're charging for them. It probably won't be as much as the retail price. These come from Atlas's Master Series, and as such you'll see they have really good detail. So here's a side view of this Billboard style reefer, and man, I keep looking at this and having to remind myself this is N scale. Look at the mold around the door. That's some pretty astounding detail. And you can't read some of the writing on this print, but my goodness, look how small all that is. And it looks really good. Just looking at the billboard on the left side and the shadowing, the white shadowing on the orange base on the JAX logo is just, look at how clean that is. Also, keep in mind that there's wood siding detail on this. That's really good. So taking a look at the brake end here, you can see that the brake wheel and associated details applied separately, and you can also see from this angle how good the hatch detail is. You've heard me say this before, that it's difficult to show detail when it's a dark color against a dark color, and that's exactly what we're dealing with here. This is the brake end, of course, and you can see the brake wheel and associated detail looks to be separately applied. You can also see that this has a knuckle coupler on it. That's a truck-mounted coupler, by the way. And then the grab details on the side are molded, but they're molded in such a way that they look almost like separately applied wire grabs. I don't see how anybody could do that in this scale. So they did a good job showing the end ladders that way. And there's a little sneak peek of the hatch detail from this angle. That looks really good. And we'll take a closer look at that when we do the roof detail segment. Since we're going all the way around this car, I figured we'll take a look at the other side. And you can see all that same really finely rendered detail around the door especially is present here as well. And now for a very brief look at the A end. Same detail, molded, same really astounding hatch detail. Let's take a look at that roof. So as you can see, the roof has simulated wood grain across the entire surface of it. This is a molded walkway on top with nail detail and simulated separate boards. It looks really good. I mean, especially considering how small it is. Geez. And there's something about the hatches that I need to mention. I had to put my magnifying visor on to do this, but look, the roof hatches actually open. That's just crazy on something this small. And that's why the details around the hatches are so good. Those are working latches and hinges. So it took me a few minutes and my magnifying visor to get those hatches back down, but tell you what, that is some really remarkable detail for N scale to have working hatches. One other thing I want to mention is if you mess with the hatches at all, be really careful because everything there is very fragile just by virtue of the fact that it's so small. And if you look real carefully down there, you can see brake detail, right? This is N scale. You're never going to see that stuff, but there it is. That's really cool. I'm really impressed with this model. The fact that the hatch is open on something this small, and the fact that the latches and hinges are actually working detail parts, is pretty mind-blowing. Anyway, great job, Atlas. Hope to see more like this in the future. I'll see you next time.